Hello everyone. We are discussed various topics in data structure using C++. So let's go. This is our topics. First is one dimensional array. Second is memory allocation. Third one is array as an ADT. ADT means abstract data type. Then sparsity matrix. Then last but not the least, row and column major representation. Our first topic is one dimensional array. First of all, what is array? Array is a group of homogeneous element of specific data type is known as array. One of the most simplest data structure. There are three types of array. First is one dimensional, second is two dimensional, and third one is multi-dimensional array. So one dimensional array. One dimensional array also called single dimensional array. In one dimensional array having a single index value to represent the array index. This is the syntax of one dimensional array. So data type, then array name, and then array size. Data type like integer, float, character, means int, float, double, etc, etc. Then size means number of items or element in array. Then array name means that provide access to the array element. In this figure 0 to 8 are the index, and in these boxes are the elements data or the any information, and up to 0 to 8 box means these are the array length. In one dimensional array there are different ways to initialize an array, and these are the syntax. Three syntax are there. First is data type, then array name, and n. N means element of number of index. Then second syntax is array name and n of n. N is number of index, then equals to array value 1 comma array value 2, and so on up to array value n minus 1. One more thing, array range is 0 to n minus 1. Then third syntax is data type, then array name and n equals to array value comma array value 2, and so on up to array value n minus 1. Our second topic is memory allocation. Arrays are linear data structure that store homogeneous elements in continuous memory location. Memory allocation is a process by which computer programs and services are assigned with physical or virtual memory space. Memory allocation is a process to reserving a partial or complete portion of computer memory for the execution of programs and process. Memory allocation is achieved through a process known as memory management. There are two types of memory allocation. First is static memory allocation, second is dynamic memory allocation. Static memory allocation is allocated memory at compile time, and dynamic memory allocation is allocated with memory at runtime. So an array of 5 characters where each character takes a 1 byte storage, which is single memory location, size is most architectures. Here in this figure A, B, C, D, E, F are the elements and the number under each the memory location. Since each character takes a single byte, each elements are stored one element apart. And then second figure is A, B, C are the located 3 blocks of memory, and And third diagram, B is a B block is released. So out of the three A, B, C are the continuous blocks of memory, allocated memory. Then B block is, suppose B block is released, it is possible to use the freed block B if the memory to be allocated is larger than the size of B block. These are the operations in memory allocation. First is new and second is delete. One more thing, in C language there are four operations. First is malloc, second is calloc, third is realloc, and fourth is free. But in C++ language only two operations are used. First is new and second is delete. These two memory locations operations are used for locating and freeing memory blocks in efficient and convenient ways. So new operator is used for dynamic storage allocation. This operator can be used to create object of any type. This is the general syntax of new operator. First of all, pointer variable equals to new data type. New is a keyword and pointer variable is a variable of the data type. Then delete operator. The delete operator is used for releasing memory space when the object is no longer needed. Once a new operator is used, it is efficient to use the corresponding delete operator for release of memory. This is the syntax of delete operator. First or delete, then pointer variable. Delete is a keyword and pointer variable is it is type of data type. This is this small program in memory allocation operation. So int pointer a means this is the syntax of new operator, and pointer a equals to 100. This pointer a means this is the syntax of delete operator. So allocated using new operator means space in memory for storing in integer data types. So int pointer a equals to new integer int, sorry. Then pointer a means pointer variable equals to 100, and delete a means memory released using delete operator, and this is the output of this program. Third topic is array as an ADT. First of all, what is abstraction? Abstraction is a process of separating the logical properties from an implementation details. In the separation of the design details from it is called as abstraction. Means that is how car's engine works, or how to car in drive. Then abstract data type, it is a collection of ADT is a collection of domain operation and rules. A data type that separates a logical property from the implementation detail. Array is an ADT that hold a collection of elements accessible by an index. The elements stored in an array can be anything from primitive data types such as the integer to more complex types like instances of a classes. An element is stored in a given index and they can be retrieved at a later time by specifying the same index. The array ADT have a properties, they stored and retrieve elements using an index. The array ADT is as usually implemented by an array data structure, and this is the diagram of ADT. Our fourth topic is sparsity matrix. A matrix is a two-dimensional data object made of a m rows and n columns, therefore having total m and m into n values. If most of the elements of the matrix have 0 value, means maximum 0 is in element, means matrix present, means maximum 0 involve the matrix is called as sparsy matrix. So use sparsy why using sparsy matrix instead of a simple matrix, means why use sparsy matrix? So two reasons are there. First is storage and second is computing time. So storage, there are lesser non-zero elements than zeros, and those lesser memory can be used to store only those elements. And computing time can be saved by logically designing a data traversing only non-zero elements. In this figure, 0 is maximum 0 in present, means this is the sparsy matrix. This is the program in sparsy matrix, depends on sparsy matrix. So we start. First of all, user asks to enter the number of rows and columns. Then elements are then asked to enter a store in a matrix A. Then if an element entered is 0, a variable count is increased, means count plus plus. Then if count is greater than half the total size of matrix, then the matrix is sparsy matrix. But count is less than half the total matrix, so array is not a sparsy matrix. Then result is then printed. This is the output of program. In first case, first of all enter the number of rows and column. The 3 row and also 3 column are given. Then enter the array elements like any number, but 0, maximum 0 is present, but in this case 0, maximum 0 is not present, that is the not sparsy matrix. But second case, in maximum 0 are present, equals to 0, that's why it is a sparsy matrix. So fifth topic is row and column measure representation. In measure representation of the arrays are stored in the memory in the term of the row design. Means row measure order is a method of representing multi-dimensional array in sequential memory. In this method, elements of the array can arrange sequentially row by row. Those elements of first row occupies first set of the memory location reserved for the array. Then elements of second row occupy the next set of memory, and so on. In this figure, the sequentially arrange means row by row. Then column measure representation. The array are stored in memory in the term of column design, that is the first column of the array stored in a memory, then second, and so on. Means the in this method elements of the array are arranging in sequentially column by column, and this is the formula of column measure representation. In formula, lock A of j comma k is the location of elements in the j column and j row and k column. The equals to base A. Base A is the base address of the array A. Then plus W is the number of bytes required to store single element of the array A. Then M is the total number of row in the array. Then K minus 1. K is the row number of elements, plus J minus 1. J is the column number of element. In this figure, arranging sequentially column by column. So that's it. Thank you so much.